What if I told you you could guarantee yourself a healthy pregnancy? That you could only not have a healthy baby, but a genetically superior one? That your genes would not dictate, rather you dictate by what you do before you conceive your child. To find out exactly what to do to ensure a healthy pregnancy, stay tuned. Hello humans, welcome back to the channel where we discuss everything health, healing, and higher consciousness information. As always, it's a blessing and honor to be connecting with you. And today we're going to be discussing babies, and we're going to be discussing preconception. We're going to look at why babies exactly are born with birth defects and what you can do to ensure the health of your pregnancy and of you and your future baby, and what exactly you need to do to ensure that. So when we are in the embryonic stage, all of the organs, major tissues, and organs are formed. And so there is a very real need for nutrients for the egg and for the sperm. And there's a very real need for nutrients of the chromosome inside the egg and sperm, as well as on the genes outside the egg and sperm. These nutrients are crucial when in the embryonic stage, as well as preconception. And what are these nutrients, if you ask? These nutrients are amino acids, fatty acids, but primarily trace minerals and minerals. These are our nutrients because they are the building blocks of the human body. And these nutrients are heavily reliant on the second by second nature. Therefore, if we are not getting these nutrients, there will manifest a birth defect, either mental, physical, or emotional, to some degree or another. This can manifest in something as small as hyperactivity or something to a very large degree, like Down syndrome. So if our bodies are deficient, we cannot build properly a baby. Why are we deficient? We're deficient for a few reasons. First, we're deficient because our food supply is inadequate. And I say this a lot in my videos because it is so misunderstood how inadequate our food supply is. And so we are not getting the nutrition that our grandparents got. And so we are now genetically breaking down as a species due to the poor farming practices. Another reason why we are deficient is because we are eating outside of our species-specific diet. We are eating outside of natural law. So our body has become very, very obstructed. Our GI has become very obstructed. This does not allow for the absorption of nutrients or for the utilization of nutrients. And the last reason why we are deficient is because of heavy metal toxicity. Particularly because of the industrial age, we now house a lot of toxic heavy metals in our body. And what happens is, because those metals are minerals, as is our body, those heavy metals sit in place of the tissue where our building blocks are supposed to go. For an example, our brain is copper and carbon, but if mercury is sitting there, there is no room for the tissue of copper and carbon. This also short-circuits the body and affects the electrical system as well. So we do need to remove the heavy metals so we can get the minerals that we do need inside of our body. Because of this inadequate nutrition, cell food, minerals primarily, we see a 10% of decrease in sperm count and a 15% of infertility in the US alone, as well as 10% of babies are now being born with birth defects to some degree or another, such as Down syndrome or cerebral palsy. This is seen as a physical or a chromosomal effect, and to some degree this is true, but this is all due to lack of cellular nutrition, primarily lack of minerals. Genetics are not the cause of these injuries, and these injuries can be completely reversible. In the case of Down syndrome, or in any birth defect for that matter, it is true that there is a chromosomal expression or injury. It is not true that it is genetic, not in the way that we think it is anyway. Down syndrome is a direct effect of a preconception zinc deficiency. Down syndrome is a direct effect from a preconception zinc deficiency. Nutritional studies done in animals and their cell culture has proved this, that you could manipulate consciously Down syndrome by a zinc deficiency by the egg and the sperm. And to understand the timing of these nutrients is crucial. For an example, a developing embryo needs nutrients faster than a rapidly developing cancer cell. And so if this nutrient is not available at that time of the development, that is when we see birth defects. This train only passes by once. So if it leaves and it does not leave the station and does not have the nutrients, this will manifest in a birth defect, either physical, mental, emotional, to some degree or another. Genetic engineer actually referred to these minerals as metal fingers. And these metal fingers are actually what control the DNA. So without minerals and cellular nutrition, the DNA and the genes, they're powerless. And with this information on hand, you should see how you're completely in control of the health and development of your child. So now we're going to go into the steps of what we can do to control a healthy conception. The first thing a mother wants to do before she conceives the child is a deep detoxification protocol. And she should do this for a few different reasons. So the first thing it will do is it will remove all the obstructions that are housed within her body. This will allow for the better absorption and utilization of her nutrients. This also will get rid of all the toxins, pesticides, heavy metals, things of that nature. This is the first thing that the mother should do. And the father really should do this too, but it's crucial that the mother does this. The second step is she wants to remineralize her body. She wants to rebuild her body. And she wants to do that in surplus because, again, you can't give something you don't have. So now that she's cleansed her system, she does have to rebuild the system for herself, and she wants to rebuild even further so then she can give all of those nutrients to her developing child. This remineralization is done through the use of herbs, and this can't be done during pregnancy because of the sensitivity of the developing child with these herbs. So this has to be done before she conceives. How long will this process take? Well, it really just depends on one's genetic constitution. Some people are genetically a lot stronger, and some people do need some rebuilding. But this can actually be shown in iridology in the eyes on your genetic strengths and weaknesses. And other tests can be done too, such as blood and urine tests, but this really shows strongly in the eyes. And so, depending on how genetically strong and how congested that mother is, and how mineralized she is, this will depend on the length of her cleansing and rebuilding process. This could take anywhere from 3 months to 6 months. And if you are feeling like you want to conceive a child in the near future, I highly encourage you to do this now, because pregnancies are oftenly not planned, and you really want to be ready for it when your body does conceive. You want to make sure that you're cleaned out and you're rebuilt. You want to do this for you, but the child is just a bonus. It is a great responsibility to bring a child into this world, and we need to be responsible. We need to understand that our genetics have been broken down, and we do need to rebuild them. This is a personal mission of mine, is to rebuild the genetics of humanity so that the higher consciousness beings that are trying to come in right now have strong enough bodies and the ability to do so, and so we carry on healthy as a species. If you came across this information, it is not a coincidence. This is your call to take action now. I'm currently writing a program on how to have a genetically superior baby, but this program won't be done for some time. So if you are interested in doing this, I highly encourage you to contact me directly and we can work with each other via consultation. So that is it for this episode. I hope you guys all have your eyes open, and I hope you're so excited that you can control the health of your baby, that it's not up to chance, that you have everything in your power to do something about this. If you like this video, please give me a like so other people can find this information and so they have this opportunity as well. I do have healing services on my website. I have everything from health coaching to consultations, and I do offer a webinar, a monthly webinar where you can get your answers, where you can get your questions answered directly for free. So, thank you all again. It is my blessing and my honor. Until next time.